Recently, the police in Lagos arrested 2 Chinese nationals for illegally operating an e-waste factory in the residential area of Ikeja, the state capital. The illegal electronic waste factory assembles used electronic panels and packages them for exports to China, Vietnam, and Dubai. Now, commander in charge of the area in Lagos, Soji Akinbayo, said that they were hinted by residents of the community about the illegal activities of the compound. Now, we still have in the studio Mr. G.T. Ogunye, a legal practitioner, to weigh in on this matter. Thank you again for being part of the program.
Yes,
and we also have the joining us by Skype, Mr. James Sunday, representative of the immigration. Thank you for joining this program at this time. All right, Mr. G.T. Ogunye, let me start with you. How did we get here such that we have this kind of e-waste operation going on in the city center in a place like Lagos by foreigners, and they're carrying out this kind of activity?
First and foremost, criminal activities may occur in the most improbable places in the neighborhood, and people may not take notice. So criminals always want to choose where they think they will be least suspected as areas, of the operation, and where they will not be discovered and all that. So we must keep that in mind. But generally, let me say that our country currently is going through a lot. We've seen a lot of foreigners invading Nigeria and committing all sorts of atrocities, so whether from Zamfara, where we have illegal mining and have some foreigners, some Asians, in that trade there, or elsewhere, or even in the forest in the southwest, where we've seen foreigners, Nigerians, not Nigerians, Nigerians in the forest, in those states, elsewhere, committing atrocities and doing kidnapping. So all over, we've seen this problem. And I think that the government, must do something serious about it. They should just see it as an emergency situation. The immigration could do their level best, but, it's something that we need to face headlong. We're not just talking about the Chinese, but it's a big problem.
Let me go to Mr. James Sunday now. Thank you for joining us. This calls to question the issue of documentation. It's assumed that when foreigners are coming into a particular country, they should be properly documented. And in this particular case, we see that the papers of these guys were already, they are staying here illegally.
Thank you very much for inviting me to the studio. The task of securing our national border falls within the purview of the Nigerian Immigration Service agreed among major statutory duties. But I want to bring it to your know that the Controller General of Immigration Service, having received an approval from the President on migrant e-registration, it was a step forward and an effort to fight these excesses of migrants coming to stay in Nigeria, either overstaying or, for those who have already entered the country, not being recognized. It is an effort to document their presence in this country, and that is an effort that every Nigerian should appreciate, first and foremost.
All right, so having said that, again, it also shows that if we see this kind of activities going on, we can assume what's going on in remote places, and we see that we have a lot of Chinese and Asians coming into the country to do all sorts of things. How do you see this particular case end, and what advice do you have for Nigerians, especially given the fact that some young Nigerians are even working with these guys and they are unprotected despite the kind of activities that they're involved in?
When we talk about foreign entities, we talk about two nationalities. those from the international community who are outside the ECOWAS community, and then those from the international community from other continents of the world. Immigration service is not just about monitoring and patrolling of our national borders, not also limited to migrant control and monitoring, but managing our relationship and image laundering. As the first on the line of duty at the border frontiers, air, land, and sea, ours is a citizen-based immigration service. Both our citizens traveling out of the country and international citizens or communities travels to Nigeria. An immigration rift may spark off the diplomatic role, which is not good for governance. So our public should always consider the effect of immigration laws if wrongly applied, and a reciprocal effect of same if taken by the countries whose citizens were wrongly treated on our citizens. So my own take is that we should do to others what we want them to do to us. That's citizen-minded immigration policy. That does not mean that somebody will come to Nigeria without a document that is valid. Every person that you see coming to Nigeria must, one way or the other, either must have come through recognized route or through unmanned space. But let's discuss the recognized route first and foremost. Before any regular migrant will leave his country, he will have applied to the embassy for an approval of a visa. It all depends on the category of visa that an individual is looking for. And that is what such a person will come to the country with. And when you apply for visa and it's approved, it is now known that you are known and secured and cleared by immigration. You are expected to arrive at a recognized port of entry.
All right, Mr. James Sunday, I guess we have to leave it there. Thank you very kindly for joining us. Mr. James Sunday is a spokesperson for the Nigeria Immigration Service. Thank you for being part of the show. And also in the studio with me, Mr. Jiti Ogunye, a legal practitioner. Thank you for being part of the conversation tonight. And that's how it's been on the program, State of the Nation. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Kayode Alayode. Bye now.